Tablets have been a revolutionary playstyle for users within the OSU community. With so many tablets on the market, it can be difficult to choose which one is right for you. Today we're going to take a look at two tablets that were released in 2019. The two products we're reviewing today is a Huion HS64 and a Gaomon S620. To begin, let's go into some information on the production. These models were released in early 2019, the first being Huion in March and Gaomon in April. Something you might notice is how similar these tablets may look. Though not entirely identical, these two tablets are exactly the same. To elaborate, they share the same hardware when it comes to manufacturing both tablets. To my understanding, both tablets were manufactured by the same production from Huion. While sharing similar qualities, there are some features that set these two tablets apart. In this video, we're going to dive in and compare these two tablets in detail, and you guys can decide for yourself which one is better. Since I've reviewed both tablets already, I'm basically going to be straightforward when it comes to the explanations. If you're interested in an in-depth analysis of each of the tablets, I highly recommend you to watch the reviews on the two separately. Before we begin, let's take a look at the contents of each of the box. For the accessories, you'll receive your pen nibs with a remover clip, an L-shaped micro USB cable, and lastly a USB-C and micro USB converter. The Gaomon S620 is the only tablet of the two that contains a free artist glove and a pen holder. With the accessories out of the way, you get your main focus of the two, the tablets and the pen stylus. First, we're going to take a look at the designs on both tablets. The units are both made of plastic all around, from the surface and to the sides and even to the back. And there's an ice cream truck, and oh my god, every time I'm recording it's either a motorcycle or an ice cream truck. Jesus, Binfi, dude, leave me alone already. First time this guy drives around with a car, then he drives by on a motorcycle, and now homeboy's operating an ice cream truck. Binfi, my man, dude. The units are both made of plastic all around, from the surface to the sides and even to the back. They're both square in shape but have a 16:9 aspect ratio for the active area. Each contains 4 buttons which can be binded to shortcuts, while the back has 4 rubber stops which is used to stabilize the tablets to keep it in place. They both share a micro USB port on the top left of the tablet to connect the device. Since they're both made entirely of plastic, the surface will be smooth but transmit a glossy exterior which is prone to displaying scratches, fingerprints, and sweat marks. These are only visual factors and have no effect on the tablet's performance. While they share same qualities for designs, there are some features that sets them apart. For example, the 4 programmable buttons. The HS64 has 2 buttons on the left and 2 on the right, giving it a symmetrical appearance. The S620 has 4 keys on the top left to keep them condensed together. The two have rubber stops to stabilize the tablet, but Huion's material is made of a tougher rubber that has more friction. When I try to move both tablets on my desk, you can notice the difference between the two. Now let's move on to the specifications. Here are the dimensions of both tablets, the Huion being 200 by 166 by 8mm, the Gaomon being 211 by 174 by 8mm. They both share the same thickness, but when it comes to overall size, the Gaomon is a tad bit bigger. Just like the size difference, the S620 has a slightly bigger active area compared to the HS64. Huion's active area is 160 by 102mm, while Gaomon's active area is 165 by 101mm. When it comes to pressure sensitivity, they both come out the same, sharing 8,192 levels of pen pressure. I know I said I wasn't going to go into details on some explanations, but the next specification is something that is important since it's a key element in terms of what you need in a device for OSU. That specification is report rate. This translates to how many times your tablet calculates the movement from the input of your pen. The higher the report rate, the more quick, accurate, and smooth your movements will be. This is also responsible for how much delays come with the movement, but there are other factors within a tablet's hardware to determine those values. In this case, they both share the same report rate of 266 RPS, which is really good compared to older generation tablets. However, most tablets produced in 2019 will share or have a higher report rate as we progress, so it is to be expected. Lastly, for hover players, both tablets share a reading height of 10mm. Now we're going to go into special features that both tablets have. Both tablets are ambidextrous, meaning whether you're left-handed or right-handed, there should be no issues when operating the device. The most special feature that is becoming more common in 2019 is that your tablet's able to connect directly into your mobile device. Inside the box, you'll receive a USB-C and micro USB converter. Connect those with the USB for your tablet and then into your phone. Depending on your paired device, you'll be able to operate and see movements on your screen. For Android users that have the Galaxy S models, you won't be able to see any cursor or pen display unless you root your device. In this clip, I'm using an unrooted Galaxy S9, and although I can't see my cursor, I'm still able to operate through my device using the tablet. Other Android models should work fine, for example any of the Galaxy Notes, and I believe most tablet devices are compatible as well. Also, a side note, I'm not an artist, so for anyone asking questions if it's good for drawing, I can't give you a valid answer on that since I have no experience in that category. Now let's go over the pen stylus. From the tablet's design to the specifications and even to the features, the two have been very similar. When it comes to the pen stylus, the two are entirely different. They both are made entirely of plastic, the S620 being completely black, and the HS64 with a dark gray finish. The S620 has a symmetrical cylinder shape all around, while the HS64 has a cylinder shape that changes to a flat exterior from the top half of the surface. The HS64 is slightly longer than the S620 and has a large surrounding when it comes to the rubber grip. The HS64 also has a nicer placement for the rubber grip for users that hold their pens in the middle to lower portion, while the S620's rubber grip is only accessible to users that grip their pen in the lower position. Also, a side note, both pens are battery free, so you don't have to worry about changing batteries or charging the pen. Both pen stylus are compatible with the other tablet. You can use the HS64 pen on the S620 tablet and the S620 pen on the HS64 tablet. And now we can focus on the main event, the performance. Since they both share similar specifications, does that mean they will perform the same way? Technically yes, but using both tablets myself, I had a different experience in terms of how they performed. Before we go into details about that, we have to first discuss what drivers we're using for the tablets. Both units are not operable due to Haku drivers, which are famously used for tablets within OSU. You can manually insert the tablet's information to make it detect the tablet and use it that way, but as it currently stands, there are no official releases for both tablets within the drivers. If you do decide to insert them manually, there is a chance that you may run into some issues with input and other bugs. This is from my own experience from trying it out myself. With this, we will use both the drivers that come equipped with the tablets. The software for both tablets are relatively similar, even though they are made for the specific brand. Funny thing, if you were to connect your Gaomon S620 into your PC, it will detect it as a Huion tablet. I thought it was a little weird at first, but learning that they were both manufactured by Huion, it all started to make sense. When changing the areas for your tablets, you must manually insert the dimensions or drag and change the area box. Keep in mind that if you play on a forced aspect ratio, that there is no options to make your area in that fixed ratio. You will just have to adjust it yourself to make it look as similar as possible. For example, here is my personal area that I use for both tablets. Since the software are identical, I can use the same exact area for the two. Now I can finally talk about the performance. If you're transitioning from one tablet already, you won't find any difficulty getting adjusted to either of the units. If this is your first tablet, then your issue will lie within getting adjusted to the playstyle itself. The first thing I noticed when using the HS64 is the smoothing. The input wasn't an issue, I had no problems with any delay or latency that affected my performance. This may not sound like an issue, but if you want raw movements in terms of quick and sharp turns, then smoothing will be a hindrance. Other than that, I had no complaints when using the tablet for this game. For the S620, the feeling of the smoothing didn't exist at all. If you ever use the XP Pen G640 combined with the Haku drivers, that's how it feels like. The input is really quick and precise, I would say exactly the same as the Huion HS64, the only difference being that there is no smoothing filter. For our final comparison, I will have two replays from both tablets stacked together with the cursors overlapping. The red cursor being the Gaomon S620, while the cyan cursor being the Huion HS64. Here you can see for yourself when it comes to the smoothing and input. To get a more accurate analysis, I'm going to change the playback to 1/4 the original speed. So to end this performance comparison, they both perform the same exact way when it comes to the input, but the only difference being that one has smoothing and the other one doesn't. With that in mind, I believe that we covered all the important details for both tablets. For those that are curious about the price, both tablets currently retail for $40 and is slowly increasing. When I first made a video talking about the products before they launched back in April, I had coupons and promotional links where you can purchase any of the two for as low as $20. However, that time is over, and sadly I don't have any of those to offer in this video. If you're still interested in picking up any of these two tablets, I will provide links to the two in the description below. Thank you for watching this comparison video. I hope that this was informative enough to help you learn more about the two products. If you're interested in more comparison videos or a specific review on a product, please leave some suggestions in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please show your support by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. If there was an issue that you found in this comparison or the video itself, please leave some critique as to what I need to work on or any details that I missed. Again, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.